I'm Michelle Lafrance, and I'm a professor of psychology at St. Thomas University. I did a large-scale study across the province on women's experiences of having been depressed and getting out of that. And certainly not all, but many women that I talked to talked about care work, and particularly caring for older adults, as implicated in their experiences of depression. And so when it came time to develop another study, I wanted to turn to that piece. Our team started this research in 2018. We conducted interviews right up until the lockdown from COVID, and we were doing interviews with the caregivers of older adults from around the province. What I think is really special about this work is that it is rooted in research, and that is rooted in the voices of New Brunswickers. We conducted interviews with 44 caregivers of older adults in French and in English, rural, urban. We really wanted to get the experience of what is it like to support and provide care for an older adult in this province. Then we did interviews with older adults themselves. Together, we had 77 older adults and caregivers, and we mined their data for what do they struggle to find out, and how do they want the information. People were really eager and generous in their willingness to share their experiences, because so many struggled so much. What was hard for people in providing care is navigating the system, finding the resources, finding where to go. And I can validate that from my own experience of being a caregiver myself. I started experiencing this as I was doing this research. You know, as one woman said, I need to get a wheelchair for my dad. Where do I go? Where do I start? So after my team and I conducted these interviews, I was really left with the sense, okay, I'm a researcher. I don't know the answers to your questions, but I know how to find them. So how can I harness my research, time, and energy to compile this information? And I'm also a teacher. How can I use those teaching skills to then present that information in a way that's accessible and useful for the average New Brunswicker? It is essential that we understand the experiences of caregivers, because they do the vast majority of care work in Canada. Caregivers are the invisible backbone of our healthcare system. The vast majority of New Brunswick older adults live at home. And many of them, not all, but many of them require a lot of supports and care to be able to live safely and happily at home. Anything from cooking and cleaning, to transportation, taking mom to appointments, to very heavy lifting work of bathing and toileting and providing medications. Caregivers do this really important and very rewarding work, but often to a great detriment to themselves. Very high rates of depression, very high rates of poor health, mental health, physical health. This is a systemic issue that requires a systemic response. Now, I would love to see systemic change, and I'm hoping that we're working toward that. One small way in which our team could contribute to alleviating that systemic burden was to provide some guidance to caregivers on how to navigate the system. It's probably one of the most rewarding things I've done in my career. Of course, as a professor, we write books, we write articles, we teach, we do scholarship. This is my first foray into what we call action research, whereby we turn scholarship into action in community. It was really exciting to see how the work that my team and I were doing could make change in our community and could be useful to the everyday New Brunswicker. The phone line at St. Thomas University has been lit up with people from community calling to ask for copies or to say thank you for this work. I've had people, when I was standing in line at the grocery store, opening their purse to show me their dog-eared copy of the book and how helpful it was to them. My hope is that we can continue. I'm working in collaboration with the Department of Social Development and with a number of stakeholders across the province. My hope is that we continue to revise and update it as changes happen. The most recent edition is out and at the presses right now, so it's available in PDF form online. It is also available through the New Brunswick Library System. And thirdly, it is available in print by calling 211.